my normal headset, like my blue one. I don't know if it'll work.
Try it. It's got the mic and the thing. Can you do
I
a
don't know.
preview?
I don't know if it'll work, but we can try this, y'all, because my hubby is wanting me to do the headset. I don't think this one works. My blue one does. Ah, where's my blue one? Let's see. I think it's working. Yeah, it is. Okay, you're good. Okay, we are in the PJs, and I have been absent for a while. Um, the absent was caused due to food poisoning again, y'all. Husband is dying laughing. um, what had happened was my lovely children had made me some delicious food. My husband's still laughing. Um, and I this week and do some videos. I have 4 to 5 boxes have been needing to be done, and I had ate a really bad. And this lovely pork chop really kicked me in the rear end like horribly bad. And I thought chicken was bad, y'all. Oh God, yeah, I'm still recovering from the headache, and it wasn't my kid's fault. It was actually mine. So if you ever have a pork chop fall in the sink before preparation, throw it out. Don't try to save it. It's not worth saving, y'all. They cooked it. I thought cooking it, doing the lemon wash, washing it in the sink, and baking it would save it. Oh hell no! I'm still. I luckily CBD gummies work really good for the headache, and I was having sulfur burps. It was rancid. But anyway, that was a lovely story of that. Um, the idea that I'm wanting to bring to the channel, if everybody thinks it's a good idea, since I love all things horror and I am a horror movie guru and I have so many horror movies, what I'm planning to do is come like 2 times a week maybe and pull out a horror movie, and I'm gonna do like a whole history dig on it, and depending on like the biopsy I do on the movie, I can do a whole cut through, like straight cut onto it. I can do a whole history review on it. I can give you a whole rundown on it. I could give you like where the ideas came from, go through, like I could take a lot of notes from it because my husband was giving me a lot of good ideas. Because like when I get into horror movies, I know a lot about them anyway, but I can do a lot of research, find out things that maybe y'all wouldn't know, maybe perhaps. Um, and if y'all don't want like too much of the spoofs, let me know. Like if y'all haven't seen it and you're just wanting like a really good review, let me know. Because if you don't want spoilers, I don't have to give per se spoilers, but I can give you like out of my taste from like a 1 to a 5 star. 5 stars to me would be like some of the best horror movies I have ever seen, and I am very picky when it comes to horror. Like, I don't like low budgets hardly at all. I mean, when it comes to low budget, you literally have to put some heavy hardcore work into low budget, and low budget would have to be, they would have to have an epic storyline to get me to really appreciate just anything about it. Because if it doesn't have good graphics, good acting, um decent, characterization, good, clothing or anything like that, I'm not going to really fall into the characterization of any story, especially me being a writer myself, and that is a genre that I normally fall into is horror, mystery, action, comedy, mystery, fantasy. That's where my genre of expertise is. So I am very cutthroat when it comes to horror, very much so. Like my top ones would have to be like Queen of the Damned, Candyman, Trick or Treat, Saw, Alien, uh, Shoot. Old school, old school, old school Trick or Treat. This one has Ozzy Osbourne. This is like an old school 80s movie. And this is kind of a low budget. This is what I'm talking about, appreciating a storyline versus having exquisite, theatrical like productions. But I loved the storyline because it had Gene Simmons, it had Ozzy Osbourne. The storyline was really good, and it came from the 80s, and I appreciated it because I could relate to it. It was like a rocker kind of background to it, and the music was wonderful, and just the whole background of it was, it's a very Halloweeny movie, so it gets you in the mood for Halloween. It gears you up. It gets those, pumped up juices where you're like, yes, it's Halloween. And it kind of gives you that spook factor, kind of like almost a Carrie vibe almost. So it's up there. I would say it's about a 3.5 star because I wouldn't give it a solid five, but it's a good movie. I mean, it really is. Gene Simmons does really good acting on it. Ozzy Osbourne did really good on it. The kid that's the main um, protagonist, he's really a good actor on it. So, like, if I do a review for you guys on a horror movie, I'm not going to bullshit y'all, to be honest. So if I do this for you guys, I'm going to do really good review. And of course, my YouTube, I don't have all the theatrical stuff in the background, but hopefully I'm going to get in touch with one of my friends who is like an adoptive son of mine. He wanted to work on the background of my YouTube intro. I'm going to see if he has it done yet. Um, but hopefully I'll have that done. And I have some other people working on some stuff for me. The boxes that I review are possibly going to slow down because our move is coming up sooner. So I'm making a mature decision and I'm slowing down on my boxes. If I do get boxes, it's going to be possibly my mom's going to be a sweetheart and get them for me. Um, because I'm saving up for my move. And unless I get sponsors, which I'm not begging for sponsors, but if anybody sponsors me and sends me boxes, that's the only other way besides my mom. Because right now, the move is more important because I need to find us another spot because where we're in this home, it really needs to be really revamped. And our lease is coming up. We've been in this home for about 7, 8 years. It's been nice, but the area we're at, it's not really the best area for my family. So, and my youngest son's graduating this year, so we want to go ahead and go somewhere else and have a little bit bigger space. Because like my closet space for my husband and me, it's small. I gave my mom the bigger closet. We have like this closet for like a child, like maybe an 8-year old kid. It's sad. I mean, seriously, it's like something out of like Paranormal Activity, like that little closet where they had the little triangle and shit. That's how small that closet is. I'm not even joking. So yeah, if y'all haven't seen Paranormal Activity, I just gave you a spoof. I'm sorry. But yeah. So those are some of the ideas. I am still going to be doing tarot card readings. When I do that, I'm possibly going to be recording and uploading them because some people do get a little bit antsy when I do tarot card readings, and I have so many people rushing in. So I'm going to do daily tarot card readings, and then I'm still going to be doing my charged tarot card readings. And the prices are still going to be the same because, like I said, they're going to be stuck there where I put them. And I'll have everything set up for that. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully, after I get everything set up and once the move set back up, the boxes, I'll start going back to them, but not as many. I'm gonna stick with like my favorite merch is like the Witch's Moon, Witch Casket, the Occult Box, um, Nine of Earth. Those are like my favorite tops. Those are like my top tops, and maybe the Fright Crate. Those are like my top five right there. Um, because those ones have always been near and dear to my heart because I've worked with them so much. I've worked with Hag Swag a little bit, but they're way expensive and they don't put as they're nice stuff, but it doesn't seem to be as, you know, as put in as much as I don't feel it as much as I do like with the Witch's Moon, as like I do with the Witch's Crate or Witch Casket, I'm sorry, and like the occult box. I feel more energy coming from them than I do from Hag Swag. Hag Swag, it feels like, oh, this is just, another payment I'm getting. And I love Hag Swag. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of nice stuff. I'm not even going to front. They have wonderful books. They have wonderful crystals. They have a lot of stuff, but they're way overpriced. And honestly, to me, it feels like they're overcharging people and they're ripping people off, to be honest. Like, honestly, for the stones, they're overcharging. The books, they're overcharging. And I think they should lower the prices because, like the Witch's Moon, they have the same stuff, and Witch's Moon doesn't even charge nowhere near as much. And so I think that they're trying to overstep other companies just so they can get a bigger profit. And I think that's kind of messed up. And you shouldn't do that trying to, earn like $30, $40 extra, So, no. Even though, like I said, I like the company Hag Swag. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay them. Like I said, they have a lot of nice stuff, but they should be more humble and a little bit more less pricier because it's like $70 for a box when I pay like $50 for, I pay 50 for the Witch's Moon. For Witch Casket, I pay 50 and I get a hell of a lot more stuff than I do for Hag Swag when it's like $70. It's like, dude, $100 for those two boxes, and I get like so much stuff, and I get like nowhere near as much just in that one box. I'm like, no, sir, no, ma'am. So, if you want my honest review, you guys, even though if you want to do anything witchy or spiritual, and you have the coin and you want to invest, I would say Witch's Moon, Witch Casket, Nine of Earth. Nine of Earth is where you start a good tarot collection, and Nicole sends you so much nice stuff. She's here in Texas and I love her. And if I ever get to go down where the witches shops are, down where she's at, I hope I get to run into her and get to thank her for some of the amazing tarot cards and the amazing boxes she has curated. She's an amazing lady and I love her to death. She has done such amazing work, and I love her energy because I can feel her energy in every box she's curated, and it has been the most mystical boxes. And I'm looking forward to the October box because that's like my birthday box, and my October boxes are literally going to be like my last boxes I personally purchased myself. My mom's going to get my October box for me for the tarot one. So that's the one I'm not purchasing because my mom wants to get that for my birthday. So I'm not allowed to view YouTube in October because I'm not allowed to see what the tarot card box is because I normally cheat and I go see what's in some of the boxes. So she said I'm not allowed to look at Nine of Earths because I normally go in and see what is in the boxes to get spoilers. So she said I'm not allowed to look on YouTube in October. I sometimes it's like Christmas as a young kid. You can't wait and you get anxious and you're like, what am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? I get that little antsiness and I'm just like, and especially Samhain, October. It's like I get that giddiness and it's just something about that feeling of October. I don't know what it is. It's just like ever since I was a kid and even as an adult, I still get that feeling and I have that feeling right now. I can feel it getting closer, and it's a mythical, supernatural, spiritual feeling. And I've loved it since I was little, and I've known there's something different about that day. So it's weird that I've had that since I was a child, and it's really cool and spooky and really haunting and cool. So it kind of made me understand that I was different. So the kids always were like, "You're really crazy," because I would always get really like hyper and ecstatic and happy because it was Halloween, and it was like my favorite holiday ever. I mean, I liked it more than I liked Christmas. And they never understood why. I mean, it wasn't the candy. I love dressing up, and it's just that whole thing of feeling different and seeing other costumes and the energies, and it's just you could feel it, and it's just you get that whole different vibe, and I dug that vibe. It's like I could feel it, and I was feeding off of it even as a kid. It's like I was taking it in, and it's like I wanted more of it. And if I could just suck it all in and put it in a bottle and just set it on shelves, I would. I mean, like a little alchemist, I so would. And I mean, I would write a story about it because it was amazing. I mean, I felt like a little firefly, a little glow bug, because all I seen was just like energy, energy, energy. That's what I felt, and I loved it, and I wanted more of it, and I couldn't get enough of it. And that's what it felt like to me every Halloween, and no one ever got it but me. And it's like, why? And it's crazy because people didn't know that that's what kind of vibe that they were giving off to me. And I'm just like, y'all don't feel it but me? Why am I the only one? It's like, wow, I really am a freak. So yeah, if y'all like my idea about the horror stuff, let me know. Because I even like the book Fangoria. I'm wanting to get into like the vampire books. One of my friends, he does the vampire books. I've been a friend of his for a very long time, since MySpace. Father Sebastian. Um, Before my teeth messed up, um, I was going to have him make a set of fangs for me, but I'm actually going to, when I get my teeth done, I hopefully that they're going to make the proper prosthetics for my teeth, and I'm going to have them personally capped so I don't have to worry about them coming out, because I had natural fangs before they messed up, and it actually pissed me off because I had beautiful vampire fangs naturally, but I wanted to get them enhanced, and I wanted to get another set. So I had two sets of vampire fangs, like side by side. But that's why I also am an advocate, even though I don't have a sponsor for it yet, for do not smoke cigarettes, because um, and I could tell another story about that in another YouTube video, but I'll make it short. But it really did mess up my teeth, and it really did mess up my life. And if I could sue a cigarette company, I really would, even though it's my fault I picked up smoking. But they really didn't put on a label of how your teeth would really look. It's more that they focused on cancer, your throat, your heart, pregnancies, things of that nature. They really didn't show you that your teeth, how really bad, and they would still keep decaying, and the overall of what it would do to your self confidence and how people would react around you. Because when people see it, they don't think, oh, that's from cigarettes. No, they think it's from being a meth head, or being, a heavy methadone type of person, or heavy opioids, or some shit like that. And it's like, dude, the heaviest thing I've ever done is marijuana. And hemp is actually legal where I'm at now. And I can actually go to my doctor and ask him to put me on hemp. And, so it's like, that's all I've ever done. I've had people slip me shit, and it's actually gave me reverse reactions and damn near killed me. So it's like, dude. And back in the 80s, they had me on Ritalin, which was 100% speed. And that's doctors that gave me that shit. And I didn't want to be on it. So, and I had adverse reactions as soon as I came off of it, because every emotion and feeling I had inside me came out of me, like, as like long as the Ritalin would last in me for like 10 hours, all those emotions from 10 hours would come out of me within 1 hour. I was like a bipolar person. I was like, I had a million personalities. This is just scary. It's like the exorcism of flames. So, yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about is the smoking. And if anybody wants to talk about it, welcome to the channel. Come talk to me and we'll have a good chat because, a lot of people need to understand that quitting smoking, if you are smoking, it's a good thing for you to do now. And I smoke CBD, I smoke hemp, I do the Delta, and I do it recreationally and medicinally. So it's not just I do it just for fun, I do it for my health as well. So um and I see nothing wrong with it because it helps with the health, it helps just chill you out when you're having a bad day. And honestly, when I'm chilled out, I don't even drive anyway because I don't have a license. I have just an ID, and it's like I'm not gonna do nothing wrong anyway because I'm just sitting there chilling and got the damn munchies. It's like screw it. The worst thing that happens when you're high is you're hungry, you're sleepy, or you're horny. So, you know, I mean, what's the worst thing about that? Not a damn thing. Anyway, guys, I could talk about that too because I'm coming a connoisseur of that. I have different companies that I learn which companies have the best stuff, which I need to talk to one of my friends about a company that is here that sells stuff that I'm buying from another company that's really good. So he can actually start buying from it and selling it from his store. Um, but if y'all do need to know about a company that sells good Delta, and if y'all are in the Central Texas region, let me know because there is a good store that I know of in the Central Texas region that sells really good Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, and let me know and I will hook you up. I will tell you where to go and I can get you a 10% discount if you let them know I sent you. And they sell really good stuff. They have marshmallows, they have um, all sorts of yummy stuff. Um, I mean, they have good prices on it. They got everything. I mean, I'm hopefully going to go back next week and get some more yummy, yummy, and yeah. So yeah. Anyway, there's going to be a whole bunch of new content on here because, like I said, I did want to talk about other stuff. I do want to educate on the spirituality, educate on the CBD, educate on stuff that I enjoy, the horror movies and horror genre. um, do different stuff that's not really done too much. That a lot of people do unboxings, a lot of people do beauty stuff, and I want to do something maybe it's a little bit more entertaining, not just something that a lot of people sit on and do too much of to where it gets too boring, and you're like, "All right, done seen that." You know what I mean? So yeah, if y'all are down on that, let me know, and I can maybe do 2, 3 movies at a time, long as it ain't too long. And maybe I'll pre-record some, or I'll do it live, depending on which one y'all like. Pervert, if y'all like it live, if y'all want me to record it, so I could do something goofy, make some silly sounds like boing or something. I don't know. Um, because sometimes my kids like coming in being silly when I'm doing it. I'll have to unpack a few of them. I have some movies out right now that I can record, do reviews on. I could also do TV shows that I've seen. If y'all are curious, like I could do True Blood. I could do Vampire Diaries, which I still need to finish some of Vampire Diaries. I could also do what other one? I am watching The Order. Um, I could do some comedy shows. It doesn't all. It could be comedy slash horror. Um, what else? I've done some LGBT. Like I've done RuPaul. If anybody wants to know I've always talked about RuPaul. If anybody's curious about RuPaul. Um, What else? If any of the girls want to know anything about the romance stuff, I will review the romance stuff. If you really want to know, if like my girly fans want to know anything about the girly stuff, I will review some of the girly romance stuff. I do have that. I have watched sci-fi movies. It doesn't always have to be horror based. If y'all have requests of reviews you want me to do, like if there's any movies you want me to watch, if you like how I do reviews, you can request me, message me on my Facebook or Instagram, or you can message me on here and say, "Hey Flames, can you go watch this movie and let me know your thoughts and give me an honest straight up review, like what you think of it? Did you think the casting was good? Do you think like the acting? Give it to me direct. Let me think if you think I'd like it. Blah 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 blah." And I'll give you all a review. I don't mind it because I'm watching Raised by Wolves. That show's actually good. I'm gonna get into watching C with Jason Momoa. Um, I watched Resident Alien, which that show is actually funny as hell. If y'all like good comedies and you guys like the actor from A Knight's Tale, um, the one that was always hitting the other dude. If y'all haven't seen A Knight's Tale, I'll stop right there. He was also in Dodgeball. He was the pirate guy. If you haven't seen Dodgeball, oh Jesus, man, I'm gonna have to catch y'all up on a lot of movies because I'm a movie connoisseur. So I've seen a lot of movies in my lifetime, and I have like a thesaurus in my brain of movies. So I'm a movie TV whore. That's one thing I like since, like I said, I write. I know actors very well. I remember dialogues very well because, like, if I ever got my stuff ever done and ever published and I wanted to do movies or, TVs or anything like that, I wanted to see which actors or whomever to do certain things. So that's why I remembered certain things because in my mind I had like I want this person to play this part and I wanted them to do this scene, and so I already started casting in my way. So that's how I kind of wrote my scripts. Like they were like story dialogues in book form, but I wrote it the way I wanted it played out. So that's how I did it. So I had like this much wrote from book one to book two. So I need to finish more because I had to rewrite everything. Because I had it all up on MySpace, on my blogs, and a lot of it got kind of stolen by a band member and a few TV show people that took ideas and didn't throw bones for a certain person, even though I told them, wait for me to get published. And I was talking to some publishers and they were saying, yeah, yeah, we're going to publish you. We're going to publish you. And then they were like, well, because of certain religious artists, this, that, and the other, we don't think people are going to go for it. And now seeing that shows that are out right now, this would have so been out there. People would have been on this like white on rice. They would have loved it. This would have blown the top off because like Lucifer, Supernatural, Vampire Diaries, the originals, like all those type of shows, this would have blown it, like True Blood. My stuff would have put them in the water. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but I can fricking write. So, I mean, seriously, those people would have actually casted me to go help them write their shit because I would have gave them good stuff to save their TV shows, especially True Blood. I could have gave them so much more to keep going. And that's the thing. And it hurts me because it's like I had to rewrite all my stuff because I had people take from me and not even give me anything in return because I asked them, you can read my stuff and just wait until we get published because we want you to sing for us, like as on the soundtrack. And then this other person makes 2 to 3 albums off of our stuff and they've never sung anything relatively relatable ever to anything like this, and they've actually won Grammys thanks to this, and no one recognizes that, hey, they've never sung nothing like this because their music has always been relatively the same, and out of nowhere now their music is so different, but now they're starting to sound the same and they're doing covers back now. And it's like, yeah, everyone should recognize who the band I'm talking about, but if they don't, it's fine. It's a rock and roll band, but it's okay. What goes around comes around, because they're going to be coming crying back eventually for more of what they had, because I pretty much created this person's persona and I wrote for this person's persona. So it's okay. I helped write for this person's persona, you can say, because me and another person sat together and I helped build this person all together. And I pretty much built the identity and got robbed. At least I could have had some recognition. I didn't have to get paid. I would just want to say, hey, this person inspired me and I could have got published. That's all I wanted, you know? But I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not bitter. It's just, I'm sad, you know? But I'll get there someday. I'm humble because, I know someday something good will happen. And I know that eventually those who do wrong will get, kicked in the booty. So I continue to pay it forward, and I humble myself knowing that I will get, repaid for the goodness I do. And that's what I try to teach everybody and my students, that you have to still be humble no matter what happens, because we can't have hate in our heart, hoping that good things will come. So, with that in mind, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, y'all. And if y'all like my ideas, please give me a thumbs up. And like I said, y'all can shoot me some ideas for movies you want me to review. I would so be glad to review movies for y'all. Please don't be stupid and ask me to review porn. I will kick y'all in the ass. Seriously, I will. Um, I will review anime. I will review cartoons. I will review Disney. That is not a problem. I watch that with my kids, so that is not silly. If anybody asks me, if you want me to do that for your children, if you're like, hey, what's a good kids movie for me and my family to watch? Not a problem. Don't feel awkward if you ask me that. Um, it's not an awkward question for me. I mean, I just watched Raya. Raya, oh my god, it was such a touching and beautiful movie, guys. So if anybody wants to watch a very good family movie recently, I will tell you that's a 5 out of 5. It was a beautiful movie. If they make a part two to it, I give it a thumbs up. Hopefully it's going to be as good as part one. It was outstanding. The graphics were on point. The storyline was well wrote. I mean, it actually made me cry. I mean, I was sobbing hard at the end of it. It was beautiful. It had a beautiful balance to it. It had a great start. It had a great ending. It had a great momentum. It really did have a good story for children to understand that if they ask questions about it and a parent to explain the whole story of it, and if the children would grasp what the story was explaining, it was very beautiful. And it's about peace. So it is a very great family movie to watch. It's very touching and it got to me hardcore. It really did, and it's making me tear up thinking about it. It was beautiful, guys. I mean, it really was. It touched me on so many levels because, not just because I'm a witch, but I also do practice in a very Buddhist and a lot of my Native American beliefs. I do practice a lot of peaceful ways. So, like with the balancing and the feng shui and the meditation, I understood it. And but the yin and the yang was the only part, and I'll tell you all that. The yin and the yang was the only part that they were off, because yin and yang is, there's a little bit of good and bad, and there's a little bit of bad and good. That's the whole part of yin and yang. So it's the only part that they were wrong about. So that's the only part that they were misleading on, because that part I studied on, being that I practice martial arts and I study a lot of Chinese culture and their history. So whoever wrote that part, they misled it a little bit on that part. So you guys definitely, if you watch it, want to explain that part to your children, because that's kind of like the story of the dark wolf and the light wolf. Which wolf you feed the most is the one that's the strongest, and the dark wolf is the darker side of yourself, and the light wolf is the light wolf in you. That's the same aspect of yin and yang. So that's like the Asian verse, and then the light and the dark wolf is a Native American verse. So that's kind of the same version. But whoever wrote the yin yang part in Raya, they misconceptualized the yin and the yang. They did it to their verse, so they were a little bit off on it. So if you watch it, that's the only part you'll have to explain to your children that they were wrong about, because I don't want children to get the misconception of it, because the whole conception of yin and yang is very beautiful, because it teaches you balance. It teaches you to harmonize with good and evil, because that's kind of like the thing of, if you're getting beat up, you have to stand up for yourself. That's kind of like the evil that it's talking about, the little bit of good and evil, because, hitting someone is considered bad. But if you're literally getting beat up, you're kind of going to have to stand up for yourself. So you have to do harm to someone eventually to get them to stop if you can't get away from it. That's a yin yang way of kind of looking at it, if you have no way of getting away from them. So that's kind of the study of yin and yang. If there's no other way of getting away from someone beating the crap out of you, then you have to stand up for yourself and fight back. So that's the same thing if someone's going to pull a knife on you. You have to think of the yin yang thing of what to do. There's a little bit of good and bad, and there's also a little bit bad and good. You have to think of that. And so that's the whole proper teaching of yin and yang. And I don't want people to have that misconception of it, because it does upset me when people misconceptualize cultures and history. I want them to have the proper understanding of it, because it's like misunderstanding that person's culture. That's misidentifying it, and it does bother me, because I mean, I understand Hispanic culture, I understand African descent culture, so it's kind of having respect for everyone's culture. And it's like I expect them to have respect for the cultures I have, because I'm mixed cultured. I'm very culturized. So that's why I've studied various cultures, especially because of my belief. I've studied a lot of different beliefs, a lot of different cultures in search of my belief. So that's the whole point of me explaining the whole yin and yang thing, um, to respect that. And so that's the only thing that I would have a complaint with on the movie, was that. Other than that, the movie was transcendent. It was beautiful. And like I said, it was very well wrote. And my whole entire family loved it. My youngest son, my 19-year-old, he picked it out. He wanted to see it for his birthday. And he normally picks out very good movies. So he picked out a very good movie for his birthday. Um, so if you want to see a very good family movie, that is a very good movie. Raya, the Last Dragon. Last Dragon? No. So that's a good family movie if you want to see one. So if you guys want to know anything about family movies like Pixar, Disney, anything like that, you can ask me. Any type of movies, don't be worried. Like I said, the only thing, don't ask me about porn. Please don't. I do not watch porn. Only thing I used to watch was like Red Shoe Diaries. And I don't really watch that no more. I mean, the worst thing I've watched, I think, would be like 50 Shades of Grey, The Secretary, Karma Sutra. I mean, I watch romance movies kind of like that, but I own them, but that's like the worst things. And like Original Sin and like that, but those ones are like put up because those are like very naughty, very, very naughty. Um, and like I say, very naughty. Do not have your kids around whatsoever if you watch those. I mean it. Do not have them around ever. Those are like private time movies. Period. That's why I said this is not a childlike video because they do not need to know what videos I'm talking about. Oh, even though I was talking about a kid movie a minute ago, but these ones are not child appropriate movies. So, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If y'all have any suggestions, you can message me on Facebook, as I said, Instagram, or you can message me here in my comments section, wherever you would like. They say you can message me, but I don't know where you message me at, but it says you can. So, I am highly interested to see where you message me at. And I look forward to it. And I will be doing a video in a couple of days reviewing boxes. I'm gonna try to review a box every other day so I have activity going. So y'all will review, comment, thumbs up, something. I might start doing cooking. I might throw that in there with my son because we do wild recipes. Might do something different with that. Just do something crazy. Keep my channel going. Be silly. Um, just randomonious stuff just to keep it going until we move. And yeah, so I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good morning, wherever. Good morning, good day, good night, good evening, good day, mate. Whichever. And I will see y'all later. All right, bye guys. Where is my end stream? All right, bye.